The first big move of the 2014 NHL draft has gone down. The Ducks have acquired center Ryan Kesler from the Canucks. I'm Kerry Chow, joined by ESPN.com NHL writer Pierre LeBrun. Pierre, what do you make of this deal?
Well, this is a monumental acquisition here for the Anaheim Ducks. I'm not saying Ryan Kesler is one of the top players in the league. He's a very good player, but he's exactly what the Ducks needed, I think. He was the most glaring need on a very good team, a rising team that gave the Stanley Cup champion LA Kings all they could handle. They needed a number two center, one that has the snarl and the character to handle a Western Conference type hockey come playoff time, and they got that in Ryan Kesler, a guy who was instrumental in leading the Vancouver Canucks to the Stanley Cup final in 2011. Him playing behind Ryan Kesler is going to be a phenomenal 1-2 punch, and you know, it's what they need to face off against the LA Kings next year. The Kings are the deepest team in the National Hockey League down the middle, and this is what Anaheim needed to try and match up with them.
Now that the Ducks have the two Ryans, on paper, is it enough for Anaheim to get past the defending champs?
Well, you know, the lone question mark now, I would say, with the Anaheim Ducks is John Gibson ready to take that huge next step? We saw a glimpse of him in the playoffs, the young phenom who is being groomed as a franchise goalie, obviously struggled in Game 7. But if he's really ready to take that next step next season, then this is a pretty complete team. I'd argue that the one thing that the Ducks don't have is they don't have a Drew Doughty on the fence. Cam Fowler is extremely good, but a notch below Drew Doughty. So that's where the Ducks still, you know, maybe not quite as explosive. But overall, lots of depth on the Ducks, lots of young talent coming up. When you think of Rickard Rakell and Devon Smith-Pelly, Sammy Vatanen on the back end. There's a lot of young talent. This Ducks team is going to contend for a long time here, and this was a big move for them today.
All right, for the Canucks losing Kesler, what's that mean for them?
Well, they're in rebuilding mode. You know, they don't like using that word, I think, because they're obviously in a Canadian marketplace where you charge a lot of money for tickets and you're sold out every night. But the reality is this is about getting younger. And you know what? Jim Benning, the new Canucks GM, he had his hands tied on this trade because Ryan Kesler, with a no-trade clause, only gave him a couple of options. You know, it was a very tight market that he gave him. I thought he got a decent return. Nick Bonino's a very good player. Got a couple of other assets, including the first-round pick in there. And the Canucks may not be done. I mean, we know they traded Jason Garrison to Tampa. They've acquired Dorsett from the Rangers. And I'm told through sources that they're trying really hard to get the first overall pick from Florida, although they're hardly alone. There's lots of teams trying to convince the Panthers into that kind of trade. So we'll see what happens over the next few hours.
Absolutely. That's ESPN hockey writer Pierre LeBrun for all the latest NHL draft news. Be sure to check out ESPN.com's NHL page. Pierre, thanks as always.
All right, anytime. Thanks.
I'm Kerry Chow with your latest ESPN headline.